3D American Flag Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I did this American flag, this waving, it's got this wavy 3D effect to it, and it's actually really easy, and even if you aren't American you can definitely switch it up for your country's flag just by changing the pattern that I painted on the surface. So I hope you like this design, and don't forget to click subscribe to see my future videos as well. So I'm going to begin by creating an overlay with just a layer of clear acrylic. The reason I'm doing this layer of clear is because clear is the strongest acrylic. It's also, in terms of acrylic, it's the least expensive, so it's the good one to use as a base just because it's going to cost you less and it's going to give the nail the most strength. Once you have that on, if you need to file it, go ahead and do that now. If you think it's smooth enough, then go ahead and continue on to this step, which is just we're adding a layer of white acrylic on top of the clear. And all these layers, you want to try to keep them as smooth and as perfect as possible to avoid filing, because if they're not perfect between each of these steps, I would file them. And when I say perfect, it doesn't have to be immaculate, just smooth enough that you're happy with it. So now for this step, we're going to be creating the three-dimensional aspect of this design, which is that waving flag look. So it looks like it's in the wind and it's waving, you know. So I'm going to create these little ledges. So I'm going to, at an angle, just create a thicker layer and then blend that back towards one side. So in the beginning, decide which direction you want your flag to be going and then go from there. So now I'm going to be adding the next layer. So I just did two of these. So I place a bead down and then stretch it into a nice long snake shape and then blend one side of the snake towards this side wall. Just like that. So now I'm going to be filing, and this filing is a little bit particular. You want to file the flat surfaces and then the edges of that waving flag. So just go along that surface and then do that, but you don't want to eliminate the 3D. So you don't want to file all the way through all that. So now I'm going to be doing the rest of the design with acrylic paint instead of actual acrylic. So I'm going to start by doing, for the American flag, I'm going to be doing the blue up in the corner. And the reason that I started with the blue is because it takes up the most space, and so you want to make sure you get that in place so you're not covering up all kinds of red. So now I'm going to be doing my red stripes, and I'm going to start with the stripe that's on, that just sort of continues the bottom line of the blue, and then add one up in the corner, and then add two in between those. And when you're doing these, you want to, when it goes over a bump, you want to just adjust your lines down a little bit so it does actually have a change in position. If that makes sense. So I paint the one line going right across and then do the next one just a little bit lower. And then the next one a little bit lower than that. And so you're going to want to have 4 red stripes that are in the same area that the blue is, so that they just kind of go extended from the blue, and then 2 red stripes below that. So you have a total of 7. And if your nail happens to be like mine where there's extra space at the tip, I just decide to fill that in with gold. And I'm going to be fixing anything up that I need to with some white paint, so touching up my stripes that I have to, maybe, or maybe the bottom of the blue. And the thing is, once you start touching things up with white, because the color of white that the acrylic is and then the paint, they're not the same. So you really have to do in between every single stripe if you're going to be touching anything up. And now I'm going to be adding little dots to represent the stars on the blue section of my flag. And if you aren't an American and you want to do a different country's flag, your country, you can follow the same basic steps that I did in the beginning. And during this part, when I'm painting the pattern of the American flag, you can switch it up for whatever flag you desire. And now I'm going to take just a little black line and separate the line between the bottom of my flag and the gold. And then with a big brush and some diluted black paint on it, I'm just going to run the paint along that crease where the flag waves, the bend in the flag, and then apply a layer of matte top coat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this design. Please share any recreations with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and don't forget to check out the matching Statue of Liberty design that goes with it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!